Hi and welcome to Robins. In this film I'm going to talk you through the features of our Cabin 600, which is from our adventure range. You can see that the Cabin 600 is a large tunnel design tent which is aimed to sleep up to 6 people. With it being in our adventure collection, you will find that the fly sheet that we're using on here is our Hydrotex 5000. Now this is a really good quality, tightly woven polyester with PU coating on the inside, fully taped seams all the way throughout, and a hydrostatic head of 5,000 millimeters. It's also been treated to make sure that it's fire retardant as well. The frame of the tent is made up of DAC alloy poles, so top quality poles here that are very lightweight but still very, very strong. They're all T6 alloy and they've all been anodized as well, just to make sure that they don't corrode quite as quickly as well. Other components on here that you'll find, like this hub point and the clips, are all DAC components as well. You'll find just here that we're using our Robins Storm Guard system. Now what this does is allows us to take our guy lines, attach them to the webbing on here, and then use the webbing to wrap around the pole. And then when we take the guy line and peg that out, it really increases the overall stability of the tent. The guy lines themselves are our classic Robins red guy lines, which have got reflective points all the way through them, so that when you've got your head torch on, you're going to be able to see them nice and clearly. And we're also using clam cleat guy runners, so really easy to adjust. Another feature on here is the guy line retainer. That's there just so that when we pack up the tent, we can wrap up the guy lines in our hands and pop them in here and tighten them in place so that they don't all become one big tangled mess the next time you come to use the tent. Just here we can see under this arch that we have a real good sized ventilation panel here. That's going to allow cool fresh air into the tent, keeping you nice and comfortable. But with this canopy over the top, it's ensured that it's going to stay completely waterproof. And because the pole is between these 2 points here, it really increases the overall stability of the tent as well. Coming round to the front, we can just see here that we have a really good sized canopy area, which is already pre-attached onto the tent. That gives you an area where you can sit outside if it's a little bit drizzly, or maybe if you're lucky enough for it to be very, very sunny and you want to shade from the sun, you'll be able to sit in here as well. Stepping back into the main section of the tent, one thing that's very apparent is just how much space there is in here. There's certainly plenty of head height as well. I'm about 195 centimeters and I can fully stand up inside this tent, no problem at all. Now that's helped by lots of large windows all the way around us here, allowing lots of light into the tent. And each window has its own curtain, which can be closed if you do want a little bit more privacy. And then the mesh panels that we mentioned earlier on, of which there are 4, 1 on either side and 2 on the front, they each have their own curtains as well, which can be zipped closed just when you're a little bit too chilly. The ground sheet that we're using in here is a polyethylene ground sheet, so it's a really tough, heavy duty material ground sheet here, and it's totally waterproof with a hydrostatic head of 10,000 millimeters. It's bathtub in style, so you can see that it comes up around the edges, so that's going to eliminate any draft. It's going to hopefully keep out any unwanted bugs and certainly stop any water from coming in through there as well. Towards the back of the tent is where you'll find our sleeping compartments. As I mentioned earlier on, it can sleep up to 6. The way we have it set up at the moment is 2 separate bedrooms, and that's separated by this sheet of material here, but that can be opened up to create one large compartment. Features inside the inner tent, you can see at the back we have a mesh ventilation panel which is zipped closed at the moment. The roof is a blackout roof, so that even on the brightest of mornings you should be able to have a nice long lie. And there is also some mesh storage pockets in the corners as well, which are ideal for smaller personal belongings. On the outside, you'll find that each door has its own mesh door as well, again to allow for good ventilation, and then we have certainly plenty of storage options on the outside. A real nice feature on here is the fact that these are universal inners. So what that means is that we can clip down one side very easily, like so, and if we did that all the way around the front, all the way around the back, and then took these 2 zips in the middle and did this and unzipped them, then you can see that we'll be able to roll that entire thing up and clip it closed, leaving one good sized bedroom and even more living space in this area. There's an optional extra for this tent for you to purchase an extension, which is going to give you a little bit better storage space or living space on the outside of the tent. But that's all the features of our Cabin 600. Thank you very much for watching.